Hey everyone, in this video, I'm going to talk about the 190 visa specifically. I'll talk a little bit about offshore applicants here, but we will mainly focus on onshore applicants. So first of all, as an onshore applicant, you must be living in Victoria to apply. You can't apply if you're living in interstate. So that is the same requirements as last financial year. So let's have a look at some of the requirements and how you can be eligible for this visa. Also, if you do meet these requirements and you submitted a registration of interest last financial year and you still meet the same requirements this year, then you shouldn't need to relodge a registration of interest unless your situation has changed. So it looks like they're going to start selecting people this month. And they're going to close in early 2024, but the dates are yet to be confirmed. So let's see. All right. So first of all, you need to submit an expression of interest to be eligible. You need to meet the Department of Home Affairs requirements. So you need to be under 45 years of age, have at least competent English, and have a valid skills assessment in an eligible occupation. Now, there's no specific occupation list for Victoria. It just goes by whatever is on the Department of Home Affairs for the 190 visa. Now, these are the things they're going to look at when they're selecting the registration of interest. So first of all, they're going to look at an applicant's age. So obviously, time for migration is between 25 to 32. That's why you get more points for being that age. They look at your English language level. Now, they have mentioned previously that they like candidates with superior English. I guess that's something that's really important to them. And looking back last year, I think most of our applicants who were invited had superior English. I don't remember many that had less unless they were in one of the priority occupations. They'll look at the education and occupation skill level. So what I think they mean here is they're going to prioritize people in skill level 1, obviously. So people who have completed bachelor degrees and professional occupations. They look at the partner skill if it's applicable, and they will also consider your salary. So yes, last year, applicants who had a high salary were invited. So for example, if you're a software engineer and your salary was $100,000 or $120,000, you get invited pretty quickly. Now, they're going to prioritize these certain occupations. So people who are working in health, social services, IT, ICT, early childhood and secondary education teachers, advanced manufacturing, infrastructure, renewable energy, and for the 491 visa, they will prioritize people in hospitality and tourism. So I will talk a bit more about this in my 491 video. So when you complete your registration of interest as an onshore candidate, you'll be asked to put in your annual earnings. So it's very important that you get this right. Again, this year, it's quite similar to last year. So if they are assessing these the way that they did last year, if you enter this incorrectly, you're going to get a refusal. And last year, they were banning people for reapplying for at least 6 months. Now, as I mentioned before, if you submitted a registration of interest in 2022-2023 financial year, you don't need to submit a new registration of interest if nothing has changed and you still meet the requirements. But for example, last year, if you lived in Melbourne, you could still apply for the 491 visa, but this year it's no, you can't at the moment. So for example, a candidate like that would have to submit a new registration of interest. You can't have more than one registration of interest submitted. So you go ahead and submit, the one that you think is more likely to be selected, I guess, and the one that's more closely related to your work experience, if that's the case. Now, everything you claim in the expression of interest and registration of interest, you will be asked to prove that. So it's really important that before you submit, you are aware of, the requirements and that you actually meet all the eligibility criteria. Last financial year, like for example, employment, some people were claiming to work in their nominated occupation. And I think when they submitted their nomination, people in the Migration Victoria office were assessing these applications. They would call the employer to verify the employment, and sometimes that didn't come back as the applicant had claimed in their registration of interest. So that can cause, refusals. So got to be very careful of that. On the website, it does list out what you can or cannot claim. So you can claim wages, payments while on leave, penalty for weekends, public holidays, work outside of regular hours, commissions, but this is only for accepted sales roles, and amounts that are salary sacrificed. They've also provided a list of salary that you cannot claim. This is definitely something that got a lot of people last year. I did a lot of consultations with people who came to me after their nomination was rejected. So this is pretty important. As an offshore applicant, it's very different. You don't need to claim salaries and all that kind of stuff, but you will still need to submit a registration of interest and expression of interest as well. I hope that was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share this video with people who need it. I'll see you guys in the next video.